I'm particularly excited about this particular session, right? So sorry about that, that we are coming in a bit later than we should have. The first thing that should have gone live as we're here should have been the profile of the speakers. Somehow we still have that, we're still dealing with that in the background. As soon as it comes, we're going to play the profile to our audience to hear as we go live. But just know that you're in the best hands of women this morning, right? And we're going to have this conversation, in an interesting, heated manner. The men panel took a lot of our time, and then we were trying to make sure that a lot is. But just for a cover, let me just cover the people that I have in the studio. Every single one woman that you see in this studio have a relationship with me. So somehow there are people that I have been able to interact with, and I have been able to hear their thoughts, share their thoughts, and then also look at how it is that things work in their own space. Etima Umeh is the responsible teens coach. She's a teens coach and runs an academy for teenagers. Irene Bangwell is a parent coach. She's a coach for girls. Oh my. In fact, you need a girl, someone who is going to tell you, she calls herself the girl clan, a mother to a girl clan. And I think for me, that's one of the things that I really love about her profile. I'm waiting seriously to even hear it. I heard it playing in the background. I was like, yay. And then we have Nkechi Yellow, like my husband will call her. Nkechi is also in the studio. Nkechi is someone that I have seen grow. When I mean grow, I mean grow, right? In her parenting journey. I started working with Nkechi in 2018, and since then, Nkechi has been, in fact, if we call her prof in the Intentional Parents Academy, that's what we call her. She's one of the professors in the TIP Academy. Just take it that way. And I think that's that's enough profile, to have in the studio. And we have coaches, we have team coaches, we have professionals in here. And we also have you, which is actually the most important thing. We have you who is watching us having this conversation. And this conversation is going to be really interesting. I'm going to start with Irene. Irene, Irene and her husband have done, an amazing stuff. By the way, I met Irene through it's my big sister, and my big sister just sees, and just turns to me and says, "Oh, I know this amazing person that just does, something similar. I want to introduce you to her." And that's how we met, and then started to talk. And she's that one person that will just say, "Hey, girl, this thing you're doing, let's check it out and see if it's done this way." So I read this conversation this morning, right? When she saw it, she was like, our mother's the cause. This conversation this morning, it's something that bothered me. Let me tell you why I started this conversation in itself. Started thinking about it. I was in a forum of men, and a man who is a pastor, who is also close to me, said to me, "I was not involved in the early years of my children because my wife wouldn't let me." That got me worried, because I was like, your wife wouldn't let you? How? From where? Why do you think your wife wouldn't let you to get involved? Is there something that women are not doing? Is there something that we are doing not to get men involved? Because we're talking about the involved father in this conference. We want fathers involved. How can we help? What can we do?
So Wendy, starting with me, that's harassing me this morning. Who is trying to tempo? I'm trying to get a sense of what's happening here. So I'm just going to tell you what's in my own head. Like I've had a personal experience with this. I remember when I was getting married initially, at the onset, I didn't want to have a maid, right? And I promised you it was an insecurity decision. We grew up thinking that a woman is worth it if she can man the house and take care of the children. You measure your own value to the man by just how much you need to do.
Oh, wow, this is an interesting angle.
Yes, so when I was getting married, I wanted to prove that I could do this, I could get this. I think it also comes from the idea that we are not raised as women to ask for help. There's a need to show that I can do this and I can do this. So eventually we get married, we have partners, and we want to run the show. We are going through a lot of pain, is a heavy burden to carry, but we are still saying, yeah, I'm a strong woman, I'm a strong woman. So I can totally relate when that man says, my wife wouldn't let me, because from my own point of view, it was a thing of wanting to show that you could take care of the house. I mean, you grew up hearing your parents say, if you're well trained, you can do this and do this and do this. This other woman had 9 children. This other one had 8 children. This woman did this. You work. So we eventually get into marriage with the mindset of being messiahs, which eventually cuts out the participation of the man. I mean, from the onset, you don't give him a place, you don't show him what his responsibilities are. So it doesn't take long before it begins to be your business and the children's business. So for me, this is the one place I can start this conversation from.
Awesome. This is actually interesting for me, because looking at it from this angle where we were trained to be super women,
Yes.
That's how we're, the narrative is that you're a woman.
Yes.
I read, even when you get pregnant, even when you get pregnant and you show any form of weakness, you hear things like, what's wrong with you? Is it not how Mama Emeka was pregnant and she was carrying this load on her head? Why are you
Yes.
complaining?
Have you met women? Have you seen where women meet, where mothers meet? The first
Hmm.
conversation is about how much work you've done. My child is not letting me sleep. My child is, oh,
Hmm.
your own, you sleep for only 2 hours. My own, I sleep for only 1 hour. We start using the workload to brag on it with each other, to show how strong we
Hmm.
are. So
Hmm.
there's a dysfunction with the way women have been raised, which is now
Hmm.
affecting the participation of men in parenting.
Wow. Wow, this has affected the participation of men in parenting. Interestingly, we have a few. Oh, okay. Nkechi is back into the studio. I guess Etima left a bit. Nkechi, what's your idea? What's your perspective on this particular issue?
Thank you so much. I totally agree with Irene. There's a dysfunction right from the child upbringing. The woman is
Hmm.
the gender role child, sorry, in the kitchen. Everything she does in life is to satisfy the male counterpart. Um, Everything about her, she's living for the male.
Yeah,
So she doesn't have a voice. She's not to
yeah,
be heard. She's only to be
yeah,
Hmm.
seen.
Hmm.
So it's from upbringing.
Hmm.
And we grew up with that mindset of if the home fails, it's my fault as a woman.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
That mindset is so wrong. So there is no partnership. We carry it all alone. This must not fail. So I totally it's from background, and we need to nip it in the bud with this
yes,
generation, our
yes,
children.
yes,
Hmm. And so it's when when this particular friend of mine is a big friend, a bigger friend, the kind of a mentor was saying this. I was a bit taken aback because this man is a pastor, and then he's also a known leader, and then he's also what you call in our society someone who is also
Yes,
holding his own. And he said those things, and I was
yes,
I was a
Wendy.
bit yes, I was a bit shocked when he said it. I was like, women actually do this. He said it's an unconscious thing, and that sums up what you and Irene have actually said in this
yeah,
conversation. Okay, you want to say something?
Yes, Wendy. It's an unconscious thing. It's unconscious. It's a mindset. You have to come to the consciousness of it and deliberately. So it doesn't matter whether you're a pastor, whether you are anything, it's an unconscious thing. He is speaking from his unconscious mind.
yes.
So he must go back in time. He must
Okay, I guess Nkechi had a little bit of a network issue there. Etima, you're back here. Etima, we started this conversation, and what we're saying is, Irene brought it from an interesting perspective. How we've been raised, how we've been taught that once you get married, you should not have. In fact, the way Irene even said it made me laugh. Some women actually just come out and say, "I don't need to have any. I will do it on my own." It's like a competition thing, fa. You bring it
Mm-hmm,
out like
mm-hmm.
I'm doing everything. My husband, in fact, you hear some women say, my husband does not enter the kitchen. He has never done this. He doesn't sweep. And it's I don't know, it's maybe it's bragging right for us. Etima,
He's
what do
bragging
you think?
right.
Okay. I think aside being bragging rights, it's also threatening rights. Because when you
Okay.
hear something like when the child is good, is for the father. When is when
mm,
no, when the child is good is for the father. When the child is bad is for the mother. She's threatened. She's threatened now. So she's doing everything she can to
Yes.
ensure that she doesn't get that name. Unfortunately, good or
Hmm.
bad. I mean, when I was sharing the post yesterday, that was what I said. I said, gone are those days where if a child is bad, it's now for the mother. It's for you, sir. It's
Exactly. It's
also
for
for you.
everybody.
It's for all of us.
Mm.
Those days, when something goes wrong with the child, they just call the mother. These days, some schools have been very
Like I was saying, Wendy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes.
Okay. Like I was saying, it's that man spoke from his unconscious mind, regardless of what title. He's a pastor, he's anything. So he was speaking from his unconscious mind. And everyone needs to go back in time and deal with those beliefs. These are limiting beliefs that are still keeping us down, and they must be dealt with. If not, we'll still live with this thing of building the home is expensive.
Okay, so what the
But it
man
seems
said.
now Ibe man's fault.
Oh, Nkechi, there's a lot of your network is shaky a lot. What the man was saying was that I want to be involved. I understand that being involved is important, but I am saying that, oh my goodness, I am saying that my wife is not letting me, and he gave me examples, clear-cut examples. And this conversation, started from. Oh, okay. Nkechi, I think you're logged on with two devices and it's echoing in your background. So please, can you deal with that, and then we add you back? All right. So Etima, you were saying something before this thing went off.
Okay, yeah, I was just saying that thankfully schools and society generally is also beginning to hold the man
Yes.
accountable. Yes. So even on PTA groups, before on PTA groups only mothers. Now we have mothers and fathers because we want them to be involved. So I think
Yes.
sometimes yes, we are the ones for different reasons, how we're raised, how society has, captioned it, and then we also accepted it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was not raised that way. Mine was the opposite. My mom was so uninvolved that it even became a problem. Yeah, she was so uninvolved. My dad did everything, and it's showing today because we are all very close to my dad. Everyone is daddy. Oh, this is daddy, is daddy, is daddy. But that was because my mom deliberately, it was when we grew up, she now told us that she heard that children that were raised by fathers, girls that were raised by fathers always turned out well. I don't know where she got that information
Yeah.
from. Because my mom
Politics.
politics, my mom never came to PTA meeting. What is that? What is PTA? She did not know anything about. My dad was the one that did everything, dropped us in school. I schooled far away from home. He would drop, he would pick, he would do all that. She just deliberately stepped aside.
Hmm.
She used the excuse that she was working. My dad was also working. I mean, he was a very senior lecturer. So what are we saying? So I think that yes, how we're raised, but it's something that we need to just be
Yeah.
conscious about. I agree with what Wendy was saying. When the father was complaining, I sit in church and I watch the drama. Something is happening to a child. The mother, she's trying to write, she's holding the cup, holding the father is just concentrating and listening to what the man of God is saying. Excuse you.
And
What is that?
today.
These people come to church. Are we not all Christians? The father has no, and meanwhile, maybe this woman has three children. One, three children, just like people like us that had three children in 5 years. Maybe one is four, one is two, one is a baby. Yeah. She just, and then the man is just concentrating on. At a point, he looks irritated. He turns at her. This kind of, what is it? You and your children, you are disturbing the flow of the anointing.
Hmm.
Concentrate
Hmm.
again. All that. And then for some women, why I don't want to completely blame the women. Some of the women look like, only please help me. He gets annoyed.
Hmm.
Then some just, I don't want his trouble, I don't want his trouble. They just quickly, try to, sort it out themselves. So I think
Yeah.
it depends on women. What do you really want? Do you want to continue this? Do you want us to just find a better way to get this to happen?
Yeah.
I think we need to answer that question.
Interesting. Before we answer this question, I'm going to start with you again, Irene. Irene is eyeing me in one corner where she is. But you see this question that is on the screen. How do you
This
balance what the
question
Bible says
triggered
back?
you.
This question is coming for you. While we are waiting, please let's listen to the profile of our speakers. Is here now.
Etima, Umeh. Etima Umeh is a responsible teens coach with a vision to see a world where young people will live purposefully and contribute to stable and thriving societies. She does this through mentoring, coaching, and training them on life, leadership, and entrepreneurial skills. For over a decade, she has taught youths in a unique, practical, and humorous way to learn personal responsibility, self-leadership, volunteering, and accountability, thereby preparing them for life. Many of them have become peer mentors, youth leaders, and entrepreneurs. As a family coach, she teaches parents to eliminate conflict and power struggles with their teens and bring healthy communication back into the home. She currently runs a group on Facebook for teenagers and preteen parents. She also speaks and trains parents and educators around the country. She is the founder of the NGO Inspire for Greatness Network, the organization that hosts the Teens Mentoring Bootcamp, a gathering of youths seeking to find purpose and gain spiritual maturity. This program is rated as one of the best in Nigeria, with participants drawn from outside Abuja. She is the lead mentor at the Responsible Teens Online Academy, where a robust curriculum is applied. Participants sign up for personal and group coaching from Nigeria, Canada, America, and the Middle East. Her other online event for teens, Annual Valentine Party, Teen Mentoring Outreach, Hiking and Talent Hunt Show, Peer Mentoring Summit is highly impactful and well attended. She is a purity ambassador, advocating that sexual purity is possible. Her latest book, Maintain Your White, is fast becoming a bestseller. She has other books and audio resources to her credit. She has also been trained on entrepreneurship by the British Council, University Bocconi, Italy, and the Abuja Enterprise Agency. She is currently going through her life coaching certification with the American Life Coaching Program. Auntie Etima, as she is fondly called, is also an entrepreneur. She is happily married to Pastor Matthew Umeh. They are blessed with 3 children. Nkechi Odiachi is a graduate of political science from the University of Abuja and also obtained a master's degree in human resource development from the University of Wolverhampton in United Kingdom. She started her career with Clarions Medical Limited as a human resource assistant, where she made a mark by re-engineering the human resource structure of the company for effective productivity. She proceeded to join World and Travel Limited as a human resource business partner, pioneering structural changes, policy formulation, and engineered statutory compliances in the company, which scored 100% employee satisfaction and organization's productivity at large. As a highly self-motivated woman who thrives in new and challenging work environment, she moved on to play in the development sector as a trained counselor tester, peer educator, a linkage coordinator, and a cascade manager who has worked on several community-level projects with vast experience working with adolescents and young people, in school and out of school youths. Also had series of trainings related to better parenting, child protection, HIV and AIDS, adolescent reproductive health, men taking action on PMTCT, etc. Nkechi consults for Institute of Human Virology, Nigeria, where she provides support to the US President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, funded Orphanage and Vulnerable Children Program in the Department of Prevention, Care and Treatment on the Families Matter Program, which is a community-based intervention for caregivers and parents of adolescents who are vulnerable. A strong advocate for women development and is dangerously committed to helping women live their dreams. She founded the Net Hope Initiative 3 years ago with thematic area in health, livelihood, women and children, and community development, where she reaches out to women and children in abusive relationships, helping them find their voice and keep adjusting their crowns as queens and princesses. Wendy Ologe is a seasoned parent coach and author of parenting bestsellers, Connect to Correct, the discipline that works, from yelling to calm and walking your child through puberty. She is the founder of the Intentional Parent Academy, a coaching outfit dedicated to equipping parents and intending parents to intentionally raise their children positively, especially in the face of our decaying societal values. Wendy aims to lead parents with everything it takes to raise an excellent child mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and psychologically, because she believes that parenting the next generation better is the way to have a better world tomorrow. She helps parents identify the parenting styles that work for each child. Wendy has spoken on many stages, including being interviewed by the biggest Christian TV network in Africa, Christian Broadcasting Network, on their famous TV program, The 700 Club. This interview has been aired on both international and national TV stations, including TBN, the largest Christian TV network in the world, and Channels Television Nigeria. She has also spoken at Social Media Week Lagos, which is the biggest social media event in Africa. In October 2019, Wendy represented Africa at the Facebook Global Parenting Panel at their headquarters in California, United States. Wendy is also the Executive Director at Smart Office, a corporate organization with a focus on developing businesses through capacity building, provision of serviced workspaces, and hostels for students. Her work experiences include years in international non-governmental organizations with over 10 years of experience in USAID leading projects. Wendy also has experience in the banking sector. She likes to refer to her husband as the governor and a god. Their union of over 11 years is blessed with 2 biological children, a set of twins, and 1 foster daughter. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second panel session for the Fathers Conference 2021.
Okay, we are back.
Yep.
Shedozi, I know, Shira, that you're going to hear me. You missed one of the profiles of one of the speakers, Irene Bangwell. I don't know how that happened, but you guys fix it, send me back, and then we'll deal with this. Thank you so much. All right, so we're looking at how someone asked the question, Irene, how do we balance it with the Bible when the Bible says a wise woman builds her home? So let's tackle this.
Okay, so let me just share a very quick personal story. We need to know first and foremost that a home involves creating an atmosphere that is enabling for everyone. So if the woman is sacrificing in order for everybody to be enabled, then we don't have a home. So in building a home, I feel that the woman may be the connecting circuit that makes sure the atmosphere is empowering for everyone, including herself. So let me share a personal story. The year is 2014. I was going to Dubai to host an event, and my husband was also hosting an event at the same time. However, I had to go to Qatar to attend an event ahead of my own event. My second child was a year and 2 months old. I remember talking to my bestie at the time. I said, babe, I want to go to Doha and then Dubai. I don't know how I will carry children to Doha and then Dubai. And she looked me in the face and said, Irene, they will come with their father. He will not kill them. He will not chop them. So the insecurity and the idea that only you, mother,
can do it all
is an illusion. So I went to my husband. My husband didn't even know the conversation I had with my friend. So I came to him and said, babe, this event in Doha is 3-4 days before our event in Dubai. What do you think? He said, you head out. I'll come with the kids. I said, just like that? He said, yes, just like that. Let me tell you, the first day my husband showed up at the airport, he forgot their passports. They went back home. They came the second day, he forgot the visa, but they could print the visa from his email, and they came. Why did I tell you this story? Give them opportunities, let them make mistakes. It's part of the journey. We are laughing about it, but that's how they learn. Sometimes women are perfectionists. is the idea that nobody can do it as good as you. But nobody can do it as good as you if they don't have the experience to do it. So let me come back to where I started, which was that the home has to be enabling for everyone. You see, this martyrdom spirit that we have is leading to estrangement when children are older. When the children have left home, the bitterness of not having a supportive partner comes
I
out.
know,
Mothers
right?
want to go from one omugo to another because they've slaved and slaved. So this Bible needs to be put in the context that a home is a place that is enabling for everyone, including the mother. So I'm tired of women making sacrifices, being martyrs, and shaming men for it. Instead of giving men the
Exactly.
opportunity to learn, make mistakes, and grow. And today we have something to laugh about that, bro. You forgot your children's passport. First time I left them with you. We laugh about it. But he's now, everybody's fine. Everyone now, and here's the truth. You cannot expect your husband to step in on that day you're not feeling well if he didn't have practice opportunities. So give men this opportunity to make mistakes and also learn that there's no one way of doing things. During the lockdown, my husband entered the kitchen, and partly because during prior to lockdown, man of God is jetting out every morning. There's even a thing that men believe that they can get up and go to work, but women know that they cannot get up and go to work. They know that there are preliminary things to do. And our socialization is the reason men think that they can wake up, bath, and be going.
I know, right?
So we need to reverse this. And then they'll be running in the car on Sunday morning. Where are you? I have a time to go. And I want to ask, what did you do this morning? What did you do that you're running for me? So we need to change that socialization. We need to give men the opportunity to do some things, make mistakes, and learn from it. During the lockdown, my husband started cooking for us. And I remember the day that he wanted to fry egg, and I wanted to tell him what to do. And he said he doesn't want to do it like that. That's when I realized that even for me, mother, you need to loosen up from your idea of how things should be done.
Yes.
Number one, accept that you need help. Number two, accept that things will not be done exactly the way that you do it. Number three, get down to the bottom line, which is that as long as it gets done. But for this definition of home is enabling for everyone. So if you're the one making your children that okay, they go to bed early, your husband is okay, they go, but you're tired, you're sick, you're not happy inside, you're not living fulfilled, you're not a wise woman, because at that point, that is not a home. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I like this tackling because it's a man that is tackling us with this question and saying that the Bible, that the Bible
he's a man.
that we need to build a home. I like the home.
It's only a man that can write this.
You know, I like Irene's definition of the home, where it's enabling. Before we even go ahead, I just want to say a few things about Irene. Irene has done so much work with sex educating the girl, raising the girl child, and all of that. In fact, I am going to go and fight with my team as we're done, because I said I was looking forward to hearing that part of that profile, and I ended up not. All right. So, and Irene had a product that she had, in sex educating the girl child. And I look at her concept coming from the girl. And some of these are rooted in the ways that what we were told, even the whole system of raising the girl child of the family and all of that. And then we misinterpret the Bible. You see, a wise man built her home. A wise woman. Please, it should even be a wise man. Why am I not putting it there? A wise woman built her home. Is the home not for the man also? So, we are misinterpreting the Bible because we are not even defining the home. We're not defining the home. We need to, first of all, define the home. And Irene's definition for me today is a take home. We must define the home as enabling for every single person. It's not a one-man, it's not a one-man thing. All right. Thank you so much, Irene, for that. And I know that Irene also had a few more minutes here to spend. So I'm going to ask her another question so that in case she decides to run, and then she would have not gone by then. All right,
Yes.
I understand that. So I really you made mention of something while you were talking. You actually said that okay, so you we're looking at this martyrdom kind of system of being a woman, and I also think in my own work as a woman, I've also noticed that it's women that actually create some of these narratives. I remember that I was supposed to be in the US in 2019. I was going to go alone. And someone said to me, are you going to leave the children and go to the US? Who will take care of them? They don't have the help. There's nobody in the house. And it was strange to me that somebody could actually ask that a home that has a father and a mother who would take care of the children. As in, it was a strange conversation, to be sincere, because that's not how my home runs. Everybody takes care of anybody, right?
Yes.
And I started to think, and the person made a statement. So that's how you just be going, you just up and go. And so when you said up and go, it made me laugh. So you just up and go and all of that. So how can we even begin to help women from this point and begin to teach that the home must be enabling for everybody? For me, that's key, right? What can we begin to do that?
All right, guys. See, let me tell you, I like this question. This is a raising girls question.
Yes.
I need mothers to know that the person watching the modus operandi of your life is your daughter. And this next generation of girls are not tolerating this model. I had a 9-year-old ask me one day, my daughter, that mommy, is this what it means to be a mother? So we are going to have children opting out of motherhood because they cannot deal with a model that is totally silent on whether the woman is okay or not. So here's the thing, I want us to just take a step back. God calls a man and a woman and says the man has something and the woman has something. When you bring it together, it's enabling enough for children to be raised. Now we are showing up, and even what the woman has is not wholesome because it's fear-based. Many of us are carrying all this burden so that in-laws don't say you didn't.
I know, right?
Unrealistic burden. But our children are now saying, for God's sake, I want to be a human being. I want to be seen. I want to be heard. So mothers, I know you're already in marriage and everything. I need you to step back and say, in what ways am I modeling to my child that I don't matter? In what ways am I modeling to my child that what I think, how I feel is not important? And I hate to tell you, so many men want to be available to their wives. So many men want to care for their wives. So many men even want her to say, husband will be asking, are you tired?
Can you help me?
Husband will say, are you tired? No, I'm okay. Until he tells you to
I'm okay.
When he tells you to come into the other room, you now remember how tired you are. But when he came into the kitchen to say, can I help with this? You say no. So I'm telling mothers today, it's okay to ask for help. It is okay to be tired. You're not a machine. And remember, there's an innocent girl looking at you to see whether her own opinions will matter, whether her own energy level will matter. That's why from the get-go, in raising my girls, I'm teaching them that, girl, you're not a sacrificial lamb. Do you understand? So even at home in giving out chores, when I see that they are exhausted, I say, go and rest. I didn't hear that going up. We just said that you were practicing for marriage. You had to walk. So now you've entered and you're doing the same. I need mothers to yes. Just know that you have a girl that is watching you that might go into this dysfunction. And for mothers and fathers who have the privilege of raising boys, how about now? Give your boys chores. Do you know what leadership is? A father is a better leader when he has a grasp of the entire system of his home. He's a much better leader. So many fathers are making decisions, imposing decisions because they don't have a clear picture. Because madam is covering this and covering that. I mean, a father just posted on Instagram a few hours ago that eggs is now 1/8 a crate. There are many men that don't know that egg is 1/8 a crate.
Of course.
So here's the superwoman, honorable. They are still giving you money that is not okay. So you're going through the mental stress of saying it's not okay. I need to do this.
I know, right?
Meanwhile, you're not competing with your husband. You're a team. You can come to him and say, baby, things have changed though. He may not increase your budget now. You can say, but we need to make an adjustment and he will understand. We are carrying emotional burdens. I don't want to talk about spiritual burdens today.
Abi.
Irene,
I'm going to, when you're coming, of course, you're coming at the TIP annual conference. And, the topic that I have in my head is we're going to blow off the roof with it. So I don't even want to go
leave now. Thank you so much for having
me. Irene needs to run. I got that information from my team. Thank you so much for being here. But talking about this, we had a conference some last year, Etima. That conference was hosted. It was for pastors' wives, and it was. But I see a lot of the things that were said in that conference as the things that also come into play, where we are not allowing the men actually to take up the roles. I remember that in that conference, one of the pastors, it was Pastor Opiara, who said, can you allow your children to carry the baby when the baby is crying? You are not the only one that knows how to carry a crying baby. So Etima, why do you think this is in the first place? Is it just about our upbringing, or does it have anything to do with our makeup?
What?
Etima?
Hello, Wendy. You said, does it have to do with what?
Does it have anything to do with our makeup?
Yeah, in a way it does have to do with our makeup, and then of course what we have seen. So our makeup would now become what we see, what we have visualized, how we've grown up and all that. But I also know that that word makeup could be adjusted. Remember when Pastor Opiaga was sharing that experience about a man getting up to attend to baby, she said she had observed, she had her sister's marriages, and she said, no, I don't want this, I want this. We can, I don't care the makeup. We cannot, there's nothing that is cast on stone. Only God doesn't change. Every other thing, every other person, every other system can be flawed and adjusted. That's what knowledge does. Enough of us thinking that it's okay for you to die because you want to build a home. You want to build a family that lasts. In fact, I don't think anyone, whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, we need, even the man and wife are not even enough to build a home. We still need external factors, as people like the church, pastors, coaches, books. We need help. But for us as women to think, so I want us to begin to think that way, that I can only contribute my quota, I can only give my best, I cannot die. I cannot come and go and kill myself because I want to raise a child that is wholesome, that is
Okay, all right. I think we got a bit of a hook there from Etima, maybe network issues as it were. But I'm going to take this conversation a bit into another dimension. Now, is it possible? Remember that we're discussing why the mothers, why is it us that is really the cause? Nkechi, is it possible that we are the ones not even allowing, like now, all of us here are in the inner circle. You've learned, we have pushed through and all of that. You find the men struggling. Is it possible that the women are also creating an environment where everything becomes, in quotes, about them? I'm just concentrating on women right now. We've been talking about men since yesterday. We're going to continue talking about them later. So this is a balanced conversation. This is not a place to come and kill a woman or come and kill a man. So we are just saying, is it possible that we also have some adjustments, considering where this is going to, some adjustments, we can make and all of that as we go on. Nkechi?
Yeah, definitely. We women must make adjustments. Let me be vulnerable.
Okay.
When I was married, I had this fails, I'm a failure. So everything. I knew when the gas is going to finish, I will leave the gas and go and buy it. I'll go and buy fuel. The man is the king. You have to make him comfortable. I did virtually everything. I didn't ask for help. I did the school run in Lagos. I did the PTA, everything. Because I was coming from a background that it is a woman that builds a house. And this Bible verse was read to us. A wise woman built her home. So I didn't need help. But flipping it, two adults came into a contract with their life intentionally. Even if we women are doing it unconsciously, the other adult who came into this contract by his own self-will, he wasn't forced, he wasn't coerced, he should also bring in his A game into the contract. Because that is why so many women get burnt out, and these things cause issues unknowingly. Do you know that so many women are so bitter at a certain age? They begin to say, I lived my life for him. I have heard that firsthand. Firsthand. I lived my life for him. Why did you live for him? I live for him and the children. And that is what I want to consciously not do. Live for him and the children. What happens to the woman? What happens to me? The home must be enabling for everybody, remember. So it's coming from upbringing, that maternal instinct. Somebody, Topper just said it, that maternal instinct of, I'm the hero. It's about me. Let me do it. And you are also doing it not from a place of being happy. You're doing it to make in-laws happy. She's a good one inside just to make everybody happy. I mean, it has a side effect. And when the woman busts, it's going to be hot, really. So it's from upbringing and a man not being responsible to the cause that he's been called to.
Um, Wendy,
Yes,
I would
please.
like to add. I would like to add something. I would like to add something to what Nkechi is saying.
Yeah.
There's another twist. There's another twist to these things. Sometimes it's just because the woman doesn't know. She doesn't know. She doesn't even realize that. Oh no, this is what is happening. She's swallowed up, with all the work and all the burden, responsibility of raising a home, a good home, and all that. I think that um her being in set women, there is nothing wrong with you hanging out with the girls. When I first got married, and I was a stay-at-home mom,
Yes.
and another of my friend was she used to work, and then she would just put up. Then it was BlackBerry. She just put up on her phone, night out with the girls. Do you know I was judging her? I said, what is wrong with this one? What is wrong with this one? What's the meaning of night out with the girls? Night out with the girls? Where's your husband? Where are your children? I was so upset with her. Fast forward to 10 years later, I am
You're not being
routing
light
for.
out.
I'm not even. I'm not even doing night out with the girls. I'm doing staycation with the girls. I'm doing staying out with the girls. So
For days.
I want women to. I, I want women to not be afraid to change the narrative. When embrace it, don't judge it, don't question it, don't challenge it, because you're going to enjoy and benefit from that change. Now, even my husband, initially there was this, shake. They both rocked a bit as if to say, what is going on here? Night out with the girl. What is the meaning of that? What is that? But he understood that, look, we're transitioning, and even you need night out with the boys. even you also
Yeah.
need an opportunity to clear your head. And then everybody just understood and just moved. So women, stop judging people as if to say all these women. By the way, the girls are spiritual, the girls are responsible, the girls are morally high. So relax and embrace change. We're not doing women liberation. We're not doing women liberation. We're not saying no. We're not doing what they call this protest. And that's not what we're doing. We're just saying, okay, we need to exhale so that we can better give back to this home. Be of that scripture that says that a foolish woman tears down her home with her own hands. How? Her words. When she's angry, when she's frustrated, she comes and mets it out on the same home she has been building.
Okay. I cannot hear Etima again. Is it me?
Her
Okay.
everything is important. Everything. A
We
woman
lost
needs to
her
be whole for her to be able to, you know, build that
to
home. If
function.
she's angry, honestly, do you know when a mother is angry? Do you see the way the house is? Everywhere is on fire. Everybody's running helter skelter because she's angry. She's not happy. Let her go out, relax, chill. Let her husband, let her just have a nice time and come back. It also shows. So please, women, wait, don't ask what would they eat when you go. They'll be fine. If they'll eat bread, drink tea, they'll be okay. In fact, by the time you come back, children, we're home alone. We're home alone. Let's help ourselves. Let's just know what to do. By the time you come, they have made one creative dinner for themselves. And they also that's what my husband does. He says, sure, you're having fun, right? Okay, I know what to do. Then
Exactly.
he goes and they just saw themselves. You come and meet them, they're watching the movie. They're just like, sure, you're having fun. We too know how to have fun. That's how to get them involved sometimes. It's not just to preach, it's also to just, leave them alone. They're going to sort themselves out because they don't have a choice. So step back and allow them find themselves. Allow them find, what works for them. Be all right. Trust me.
Awesome. A wise woman can mess everything she's building up when she's bitter, angry, and unfulfilled. I like that part a lot. Yes, you're wise. Yes, you're doing and all of that.
Absolutely.
For me,
Absolutely.
what is actually
Absolutely.
very important is the ability to step aside. The ability to step aside. A lot of people have visited me. People who are close to me will say that sometimes it's as good as taking my legs up and just feeling like the world is nothing is happening. I tell my husband that when he's around, that I shut down, like I don't need to do anything. And really, it's something I learned to do. I remember that when I just had the twins, um, it was, they gree. I will come out and, my husband he would try to do this, he would try to do that, he would do that and all of that. But when he's not around, I just want to take over. There were people around me who could help. I just wanted to take over, do this with two children at a time, do this one, do that one. I remember one day, my husband called me and said to me, you are going to get angry at the end of the day if you do everything yourself. There is help around you. Let the help actually
Let
Yeah.
the
come
help you.
into let the help help you. My mom was around. We had our foster daughter around. We had people around, but I just felt, my mom wasn't the. I grew up in a home where my father was involved. My father gave me a birth till I turned 8. Right, my dad was very involved. But what you hear around, people will tell you, no, you wake up, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to
Your
do that.
home, your home.
It's your home and all of that. And my mom asked me before she left, and she said to me, yes, but you saw how I also lived my life where your father took charge of too many things. When we started this conversation, Etima said something that her mother didn't know where PTA meeting was. My mother didn't know where I schooled. She never stepped her foot into any of my schools. Primary, nursery, secondary, university. My father knew all. My father knew my friends. My father
Wow.
was very involved. Yes,
Wow.
my mom did not know where I went to school. Never.
Really?
She never came to my school for any reason. In fact, I had a conversation with my dad recently. I was on FaceTime with my mom, and I was telling my mom, my dad was trying to remember something that happened in my secondary school. My mom was blank, totally blank. And I said to my dad, do you forget that mommy does not even know the road to my school? He said, mom, that's true. And we laughed about it. But my mom was not, if she was not, she didn't get herself, So she said to me, you need to step back and not make the mistake of the women. You watched me. That was when I realized that even our environment influences us, and not just the things that we hear. All right? Not just the things that we see, what people are saying around us, what friends, people you're mixing up and all of that. And from that day, that was over 12 years ago, I stepped back, and right now, I know my place. So I know when to raise my leg very much up. I know when I have given my husband the opportunity to be 100% involved. 100%. In fact, if there's anything, I'm the one that is always running to get myself involved. So I think that we are the ones that mount this stress, this pressure on ourselves, telling ourselves, things like the man can't do it. Why do you think he can't do it?
Let him even make mistakes.
Let him even make the mistake. Just like what Irene said. You went to the airport, you did not go with the passport. You have learned that when you're going again, you will take the passport. Let him be able to even make mistakes. Whenever I'm not around, there's a particular food that my husband prepares for the children. They have a name. They have a name for it. And whenever I come and they're talking about it, I'm like, oh well, I don't even know what the ingredients are. I don't even care really. It's none of my business. Your children, they're not going to die. Nobody is going to kidnap that your children stay with your husband is a problem. It's something that we need to actually work on. Something that we need to really work on. Nkechi, you wanted to say something?
Can we say, yes, can we say, okay, this mistake has been made with our generation? Can we become intentional with our daughters, with the upcoming generation? Because if not, in the next 20 years, this matter will still be discussed. If not, 20 years down the line, this matter will still be an issue. So we need to be intentional with our daughters. Yes. If they are tired, go and rest. Ask for help. Learn to speak out.
So Nkechi is talking about solutions. I like that part.
We also must be intentional. Yeah. Okay, like somebody came to the house and my daughter was, yes, solution based. Somebody came to the house and my daughter was sweeping, and the person says, bend down very well. Now, is this how you be sweeping in your husband's house? And I went gaga. I said, excuse me. She is sweeping for self-survival. For her own self-survival. And please, can we stop any small thing on the girl child? We mentioned husband. Can we stop it?
We really, really need to be, intentional on our journey.
Things that are absurd. Yeah. Everything a girl child does is tied to marriage, to man. That is why some people did not discover purpose, because they went to secondary school, university, and their end product was to marry. Achievement. The last achievement was to marry, and after marriage they got stuck. Somebody like me, I'm a living example. After marriage I got stuck. What next? What next? So can we can start there? I mean, it will go a long way. If not, in the next 20 years, we are still in this conference discussing matter that should have ended since, if we are not consciously dealing with it now.
So, Nkechi, let me add to what Nkechi has said. In dealing with the issues we are like what we're talking about, we also have to be careful. I noticed something with women. We could be very, we could be energetic and everything. But when it comes to quarrel will not start from this evening. Fight everywhere, nagging. Oh, you not hearing? Are you not saying? Are you not saying? Know how to
Okay, I think Etima is booted out again. Our network is probably bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
network is so bad today.
Okay. Okay. I don't know. I was still waiting to hear her line of thoughts on this conversation. Etima, you're back on.
okay, sorry about that. So we're not saying that
Okay. All right. So we still have a bit of this issue. It's coming up. We hope to bring Etima back on to finish up that conversation with us. I think a bit of what Etima is trying to say is we're not saying that you should go and fight like Pastor Siri said yesterday. Don't go and start a war. We are not in for a war. We're in to actually look at
Mm,
how we can change a narrative. For instance, if you know what to do, it will be easier. Etima and Nkechi have been in the academy for a while now, so they understand a lot of conversations that we have in there. You see a lot of women come in and say, "Oh, my husband is not listening. Oh, he's not agreeing to do this and that." They already know how we tackle some of those issues. All right, we don't go saying, "Oh, so your husband must." Your husband must listen. Etima, you're
yes,
back. Please
encourage
continue.
support, encourage support, or study your husband's temperament. What kind of person is he? Is he an
Hmm.
extrovert? Is he an introvert? How would you say this thing that would make him, agree to do it? We need to be wise. So this is where the wisdom comes in. This is where the real
mm,
wisdom
Hmm.
comes in. The wisdom to
Hmm.
build your home
mm,
is wisdom on what to say, how to say it, how to sell an idea to him in a way that it will be acceptable. How do you present
Hmm.
it? Okay, so let me give an example. My husband is very good with stew. I've been learning how to cook stew since I was a teenager. I can cook stew, but not as good as my husband. So recently, my daughters cooked, cooked something, and it was too salty. And my husband said, "I'm gonna just cook this stew myself." I said, "No, sweetheart. I think you should actually teach them. I think you guys should do it together. Because for
Hmm.
how long are you gonna keep doing it for them? They are never going to learn." He was like, "Right, okay. I think what I'll do, I'll give him up strategies on how to do it.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna wake them up early. We're gonna do it like we're gonna season this. He strategized it and did it himself. How
Hmm.
I sent that message to him would have either helped or marred that process.
Yeah.
I could have tried to say things like, "My dad was the one that always cook, da 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 da. Why are you doing that?" And then it would just scatter everything. So we need to be wise about how we get our husbands involved. I
I
told him, I
agree.
said, "Do you know that there's a way you will teach these girls
mm.
this stew, and they'll become like badass stew cooks." This kind of. I He was like, "Right, right." I made him excited to do it. There's a word I said, and then he'll be like, "Is it my duty to teach them how
Hmm.
to cook stew? You should be the one teaching them how to cook stew." No, so let's
Mm-hmm.
let's find a way to
Mm-hmm.
so that they do these things lovingly. You should have seen the way that stew episode went in. I just
Hmm.
opened the door, hi, bye, and I stepped out. Everyone was happy to leave. Yeah,
They have to be involved with
that
with
is
with by
it.
all means.
So let's because truly some of them did not. My husband, for example, he lost his dad as a child, so he didn't even grow up seeing a father doing anything. He didn't grow up
Hmm.
seeing a father do anything, so it's actually not his fault if you want to think about it.
Hmm.
He didn't
Hmm.
understand that a father should come and be involved in. Did he have father to get involved? And he had sisters. Just in case I'm talking about the women, he had sisters. So my sister-in-laws never saw their father get involved with anything. So some of the men need to be taught. As
Hmm.
women, let's learn. Let's not teach our husbands like the way we teach our children. My friend, come and our husbands are not our children.
Even our children should not be taught in that way either.
I mean, so you can imagine that going to go and teach a man with ego, a man is supposed to be a king and everything. Let's teach them lovingly. Let's encourage them. Let's help them. Honey, you can do it this way. Honey, okay, let me help you download this app so that you can join the conference. It's not, look at the link. Join, oh, join. Other fathers are there. That's not how they're going to resent it. So let's help. For example, the conference. My husband, had to be in church and everything. I said to him, honey, okay, you know what? I think we should download, the sessions you missed so that you can catch up and all that. And then he said, are you and why are you not there? Fight, 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 fight. When he sees that I'm willing to help, he's more likely to cooperate.
Thank you so much, Etima Umeh. This is an important angle, to this conversation. Very key. You can't force it through, right? You can't force this through. Yes, we have brought out the issues. I think really we need a mothers conference where we're going to do was for the women, like somebody actually said, right? So we also need to create the balance. Right, we're not going to be saying, oh, because the father, you have come for conference. I heard it. I heard Irene say that that must be involved. You now go and cause trouble, or you say, oh, I heard Coach Wendy. She was even saying that, oh, it's her husband that does this or that. She even traveled and left the children. You will now go back home, start fights, and everywhere we catch fire. The whole process will get messed up and all of that. That's not what we're saying. All right. This we're saying that you can give opportunities lovingly. We're saying that you can step away and say this is how we need to do it. Our time is almost up. Please, Nkechi, what will be your last words for women who are here listening to us? We have a session at 12:30. We had to move it because of the time that we lapsed. Nkechi, are you there? All right. I guess Nkechi's network is out. Etima, what will be your last words as we round off and begin to get to the next stage?
Okay, my last words would just be mothers, we can do this. Okay, we can it's not an impossible case that your husbands can start getting involved. There's a proverb that says that whenever you wake up, that's your morning. So if you're here and you're hearing all these things, oh, husbands are doing this, other husbands are doing this, fathers are doing this, your own, you're wondering, is he in this world? Is he in this life? You can start. You can start the process, and you can start today. With the little tips you've learned, you can start. And then just know that your journey is your journey. You're not in competition with anyone. You're not in competition with anyone. You don't have to try to impress anyone. You are just trying to look at how to make your home a better place, a safe haven. Your husband might not, jump at this whole getting involved kind of thing just yet, but lovingly, patiently, and wisely, we can get him to be on board.
Thank you so much, Etima, Umeh. Thank you, Nkechi, Ebenebe. Thank you to Irene. This session has been awesome. I want to continue the conversation. It's like a conversation you're having in your home, and everybody's just throwing opinions and all of that. I really loved it, but we need to run now. And remember that you can have all the sessions, right? You can have all the sessions at this Fathers Conference, and also have the Fathers Conference. All the materials that we've created for the fathers at a purchase price, right? So everything worth so much more than 50,000, 60. We're keeping it at 5,000 naira so that you can get the materials and also get this replays. Replays will not be available after 24 hours. It will only be available on purchase after that. Thank you so much. And remember, like I said, this conference is really not free. This conference has been paid for by someone somewhere. TIP took up the charge for you, and you must recognize that. Thank you. Remember to please start the coaches with their words and also have conversations on social media. Thank you so much, and see you now, right about now, in the next session.